Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of 89 Reviews. So today we're going to be reviewing The Residence on Netflix. Netflix has been coming up with some really good stuff lately.
Ta-dum after ta-dum.
Producer, what
My energy
questions?
changed from the last video that we did, the review video. Suddenly I'm very like, ooh, chirpy.
Yeah, so producer, what questions do you have for us?
First impressions, how did it land for you?
What show are we talking about? All right, The Residence. We're talking about The Residence. All right, let's go. Sorry, what's the first question, producer?
First impressions, how did it land for you?
First impression is the last impression.
So, I'm a huge fan of Shonda Rhimes, who is like a very famous writer, producer, so on. She did Grey's Anatomy, she did Scandal. Scandal is one of my favorite TV shows of all time. And I did not realize this until I clicked on the episode that the entire show is created by the same guy who created Scandal. So I was automatically like, yes, 100 points out of 100 for me. So it was kind of like, is it going to go down from there? First impressions was, I didn't know what kind of murder mystery vibe we were getting into, but I like the sort of light-hearted, more comedic side. And first episode was like, when it was done, I was like, murder mystery in the White House. This is
Wow.
100% up my alley.
Yeah. Same exact page from my end. It's the exact same page. I mean, it's been a while since we've had a murder mystery like that. Again, the actors, all of the actors actually, the cast was
The
amazing.
entire cast was
The
10 out
cast
of
was amazing. The story amazing. Till the last episode, you do not know who
Yeah, I
is
couldn't
the
figure it
killer. You don't know what the exact story is, what the motive is. There's so many people involved. You're like, okay, this person can be it. In one episode, you're like, oh my god, this person can be it. Yeah, so it's amazing, and obviously it all starts with a knife.
Let's talk about the tone and style of the series. Did the blend of comedy and crime work for you?
It always works for me. It's my favorite. I love a good murder mystery. I have read most of the Agatha Christie murder mystery novels when I was younger also. My favorite TV show is Only Murders in the Building because I'd never seen a TV show that was so well done and that normally one of the things I could always figure it out. I always figure out it's going to be this person. With Only Murders in the Building, I couldn't figure it out until the very end. And with The Residence, I couldn't figure it out either. To the point that sometimes it was actually a little frustrating for me. Like in the middle, like the first 2 episodes were fantastic. Then I got frustrated because I was like, it's not transpiring the way I thought it was going to transpire.
Agreed.
And at a certain point, I felt like it dragged a little bit. Like one episode maybe dragged on a little bit. But because the ending was so good, it paid off. I was all right with it.
Yeah, the blend of comedy with the murder mystery element. I mean, I feel like a lot of murder mysteries do sort of ride on comedy a lot.
Really, that's how I experienced.
Nice Out and even Only Murders in the Building.
Nah,
They have
this has been a new
comedic
thing.
elements.
This has been a new thing though. Like I used to watch like CSI with my mom in like 2004, and that was really dark. Like me at like 7 years old should not have been watching
Then
that.
I've been lucky. I just dove into this. Before that, I was at 7. I was watching Barney.
Did you ever
I would
watch
say.
Criminal Minds?
I did not watch Criminal
Very
Minds.
dark.
Yeah. So for me, I think I've been lucky that way. For me, it's amazing.
What do you think about White House being the main setting?
Yes.
Oh, I cannot comment on that because my.
Why?
I was saying my immigration. Okay, no, sorry. Well,
We
White
can
House.
cut that out.
Yeah, White House being the main sort of White House, I would say, was itself a character
Yeah.
in this series. Like it played like an actor itself.
I like how they presented it actually.
Yeah,
It was like they were zooming out, so it was like a grid.
A 3D map.
Yeah, it was really interesting the way they presented it because it could have gotten real confusing. There's like a red room and a pink room and a treaty room and a Lincoln room and a this room, Reagan room. Like if they hadn't done that, I would have just been confused.
I think the writers and the creators sat down and they were like, okay, we're gonna do a murder mystery. It has to be different. It has to be like, ta-dum, what do we do? And one intern just came out and said, murder in the White House. So they were like, sword.
No, because so the head writer he's into political
Makes sense,
So
makes
So
sense,
I
makes
definitely
sense.
know that he chose that.
Yeah.
I can definitely tell. But choosing who got murdered was really interesting. They could have gone with like a really famous. They could have gone president of the US. You know, they could have done that, but they didn't. They instead chose someone who's crucial to the White House and you'd never suspect they'd be crucial, right?
Agreed,
That's what I
agreed,
loved
agreed.
about it. You could tell this was thought.
Yeah.
They weren't trying to be like,
Yeah.
just we need another
Yeah.
TV show, knock it out quick.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
So the element of White House was absolutely amazing. I feel like from the first episode, from actually not even playing the episode, the synopsis that comes when you're about to play the
Yeah.
episode, it just hooked everybody. And before I forget, I think the entire series being sort of like a tribute to what's my Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Andre Brower was
yeah,
supposed to be the main character.
that was like
Captain
Holt.
was
When I saw that, I was like,
yeah, when at the end they said in memory of Andre Brower.
yeah.
I would have loved to see him in that role.
So-
but Giancarlo Esposito did a good job.
And all that they showed about the White House, a lot of ins and outs. I don't know if they're true, or not. I mean, I guess they are. I mean, they have to be factual to a certain degree. Absolutely love them. Absolutely love the insides, the little ins and outs, the secret doors, the passageways. If I could, one day I would love to do like a visit, like through the lens of the residence.
But
through the lens of the residence.
Oh yeah, I don't think the tours are allowed in the residence.
Exactly.
I think,
Exactly.
actually.
Yeah.
Talking about the characters
Yeah.
and performances, were there any standout performances?
Oh, Uzo Aduba. I've been a fan of you. I mean, you're definitely not watching this, but I've been a fan of you since Orange is the New Black.
Yeah.
That was what, 2016?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
And then I'm a huge fan of Giancarlo Esposito, who actually replaced Andre Brower.
Yeah.
He does such a good job. Brother never misses. I've been a huge fan of him since the Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, and The Mandalorian. 100%.
Yeah.
And everybody else did a fantastic. All the
Every
supporting
single
cast,
person.
Everybody was fantastic.
The pastry chef, the other chef, everybody was like, I don't know their exact names, but each and every actor was adding so much value to the story.
Randall Park, who played the FBI agent, love him.
Amazing.
He always plays an FBI agent.
And very subtle.
he
His
would
acting
play
is
an
also very subtle and very like.
He also played an FBI agent in WandaVision. I'm seeing a trend here. I hope you're not getting like pigeonholed a little bit.
If I ever get to act one day in life, if I become successful, I would like to act in something like The Residence.
Same.
Yeah, with my friend.
That would be like my childhood dream. Like I always want to be an actor.
Yeah.
The Residence is my kind of.
I would do that with my friend Kurt. Okay.
The show was inspired by a non-fiction book but turned into fiction. How do you think that shaped the tone and structure?
Wow, that's a fun fact I did not know.
That's a lovely question. Good job, producer.
Thanks.
Answer it, please.
I would say it makes sense actually. I think the reason why they got all the details right about the White House resident itself is because they probably got it from the book. So that's probably why all the details were so well thought out. There was nothing confusing.
I can't comment on this too much because I'm not the sort of person who reads the book first and then watches the.
I am that type of person.
Exactly.
I did not. I would read this book now.
Yeah,
can't believe
I
I've
watch
read
the
this
content
book.
first and then think about the book and just read the first and last page. But point is that I think you have answered this question. That's pretty interesting for me. I just learned something, so that was pretty interesting.
Same.
Yeah.
And I came up with a question.
Would you say this is more character-driven or plot-driven?
Ooh.
Can I give a percentage share to whether it was character
let's
driven
do
or
that.
plot driven? I would say it was like 60-40. I would give
60-40
60 to the
what?
plot.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah. The only main, it wasn't character driven because we're all just trying to figure out what happened. This
Yeah.
wasn't a why done it. Character driven would be like something like the previous show that we reviewed,
Yeah.
Adolescence.
Yeah.
That's character driven to
Yeah.
a certain degree, more than plot driven. So yeah, I would say plot.
Yeah.
Coming back to Shonda being the director, her stamp is all over this, but what stood out to you in terms of direction, writing, and overall production?
So fun fact, Shonda Rhimes is not the director, she was the executive producer. But the all the episodes are directed, and I remember this because I was so taken aback by Jafar Mahmood. I don't know, brother's name sounds really Pakistani, and if it is the case, hell yes. 100% support. I loved it. From the title sequence animation, I loved it.
Oh, the animation.
Yeah, it
animation.
was so good.
Wow.
Like,
the sketch artist or whoever that was.
loved it. I need the artist
Needs a
name.
raise.
Yeah.
Apart from that, one thing I would like to mention here with this question is the fact that, they sort of really showed us, the investigators, like, okay, what if A happened? What if, this person went here? Okay, no, wait, let's come back. What if B happened? What if this person went here? They were visually showing all of that. They were visually showing that, okay, 2 people came out, so they showed that. Okay, no, actually somebody else said 10 people came out of the door, so okay, they showed that. So all of that, shooting all of that extra footage, putting it together, editor, whoever edited this, mind-blowing, amazing.
Like one thing I wanted to add was the direction. Again, going off of his point, I love that we got to see one sort of event, like the timeline, from 4 different perspectives. And it was and I feel like at some point it's like every time they show you like a possible combination of options, you're like, oh yeah, that definitely must have been what happened.
Yeah.
And then it changes again, and then it changes again. So yeah.
Would you recommend this to fans of murder mysteries, or is it better suited for Shonda and diehards?
Ooh, that's a good
Definitely
question.
recommend it. I mean, there's no question about it. Recommend. Tudum. Watch it, guys. Watch it.
I would recommend it to both. I don't have to recommend it to a Shondaland diehard like me. We would just watch it. Let's be honest. But I would recommend it to someone who's not familiar with the Shondaland universe, in the sense that Grey's Anatomy is not 24 seasons now, I think. Nobody's gonna watch that. Though I highly recommend watching from season 1 to 10, then you can stop. I've seen I stopped myself after 14 because I had enough. Too much pain. But Scandal, I recommend watching from beginning to end. The last season was kind of But this one, because it's shorter, there's only 8 episodes. I highly recommend it to anyone who's a murder mystery fan who's not familiar with it.
And it is now very rare that Netflix releases 2 or 3 bangers in 1 month or
Yeah.
within the span of 1 month. So guys, watch it
Watch
because
it.
there's nothing else on Netflix really, with all due respect, apart from this and a couple of others that we've already reviewed. Yeah.
Would you rate it? How would you rate it out of 5?
Okay, I would rate exactly 5 out of 5. Adolescent.
I would go 4.9 out of 5.
Why?
Just because there was a little bit where I felt like it was dragging. The pacing kind of got a little in the middle. It could have been tight, like 100 out of 100, because everything else was so good. But I let it pass because, again, ending.
I'm also a generous critic, so I would give it 5 out of 5, 100%. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Let us know in the comment section if there's any other show you would like us to review. Keep watching City FM 89. Like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned to City FM 89.